I'm with you, girl.
Oh, ready to talk about financial freedom, right?
Yes.
I like the idea of financial freedom. What does that mean to you, Cindy?
I think financial freedom to me is not only being able to maintain, a lifestyle, but for me, it's simple. I want enough money where I can help my family and not feel the pinch, you know? I want enough money to say, hey, do you want to go on vacay? Yes, we could do that. I don't want to live hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. We've all done that. And to me, that's it's financial prison as opposed to freedom,
Financial freedom,
you
financial
know.
prison.
How about you? What's it to you?
The same, honestly. The
Okay,
it definitely I made this little chart for myself as I was thinking about this for today. And
I like it.
isn't it cool? And I
Yeah.
have one for our folks to fill out too. This will be linked in your email, and it will also be, I think I can put it in YouTube. We'll see. But I want to be comfortable too, and I want to make sure my time is mine.
Yes,
I feel
that's the
very
main.
protective of my time right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I don't want to
absolutely.
give it to people that I don't want to give it to. I want the freedom to decide,
Right, right.
where I'm spending my time.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that's a selfish want. I
Oh
think
gosh,
in
no.
the old days, I would have, in the old days, in my old thinking, but now I know when I'm happy and I'm comfortable, I can give so much more. So, so much more, you
So
know?
much more. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
so true. That's so
Hmm.
true.
Yeah.
Um, so I
I
just
love
have a
this.
few other things here.
Okay.
Retirement, I'd like to come sooner than later.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the horses and dogs, I don't have really any horses at this very moment, but I feel like there's a horse waiting out there for me. Uh,
Absolutely, there is.
yeah. And my dogs, we both are
Oh,
like dog crazy.
I mean, every one of these, this is exactly what I would have put.
Really?
So
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
think we're very
Awesome.
much on the same page here.
I think we are too. I think we are too. Gifts and giving, just like you said, I want to
Yes.
be able to just like send money to my kids just for shits and giggles. And
Or if they're in a bind, you
yeah,
can help them and not be in a bind yourself,
yourself.
right?
Right.
Right.
Right. And, there are some causes that are kind of close to my heart. I know you have some causes that are close to your heart. I want to be
Yeah.
able to um, just like write a check, send that check over to, certain people that I know are doing good things. And I don't know, that is exciting to me.
Well, you
Um,
want to support those causes,
right,
that
right.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. I love it.
absolutely. I
I
want to
like
travel and have some adventure in my
me
life.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we take our dogs,
Yeah.
places. And yeah, I mean, I know, like, we're so fancy, aren't we?
I
Here
know.
we are with our dogs and our, 10-year-old t-shirts. Yeah.
I
Um,
noticed neither of us set a luxury cruise. Now that may be something that
I do have
some of our
cruising
people want that.
somewhere.
See,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that because I saw that special and there's so many people.
There's so many people. There are. There
No, no,
are.
no.
Well, when we have all the money in the world, we will just book the whole boat,
Oh, I love the way you think.
right?
Yes.
This whole training is really about being creative and
Right.
creating the financial freedom for yourself. People
It looked
in this field don't think about creating what they want in terms of pricing.
right. It looks like somebody just wanted to see how to join our Tuesday
Oh,
chat.
really? Oh, good, good.
Yeah, in
I don't,
Messenger.
oh, in Messenger?
Yeah,
Okay,
he
can
said,
you throw them the link or do you think
yeah,
I can?
I'm looking.
Oh, that's
Hang,
awesome that they're coming.
right?
Okay, let's see. Oh, Randy Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I lost him. Where?
Well, there's a couple people in here. Okay. All right, folks, we're coming.
There you go.
We are coming. Did you get the link? Oh, the
Uh,
link is in the email. I got it.
yeah, there you go.
And then I'll put it in the, oh, there's a bunch of people.
Good.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. I don't know why they didn't get the email I sent out.
You can ask them when they join.
Yes, yes, yes,
We will
yes.
say, hey.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, I'm copying this and I'm sending it to CJ.
Yeah.
CJ, you'll be joining us soon. Worry not. All right. What were you thinking, Cindy?
Ah, you heard me thinking.
I did.
I think when they join, we'll say, make sure that you check for the Zoom link on Tuesdays, in
Oh,
the
yeah,
email.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
email.
Right. Maybe they were waiting on a message
Oh,
or
I've
something.
got yeah. I've got some messages here in, if they didn't opt in, I am hearing that they
Oh,
don't get emails. And I think that
right.
happens sometimes.
Yep. Say, everybody opt in, you'll get the emails.
Okay.
Are we still recording?
We are totally recording. Oh, Chris is here.
Wonderful.
All right. I wonder why I have two of me in here. Hi, Chris. I am sending a couple more of these.
Good, good.
All right. I think I got everyone.
All
Woo!
right.
Welcome, Chris.
Thank
And
you.
I have a few other people. We started talking a little, and please feel free to just jump in and, talk with us. This is being recorded, so I hope that's okay with you. If you want to go incognito, we will not think, less of you if you don't like the recorded. We were talking about financial freedom and about, I don't know how many times I've seen on Facebook, what are you guys charging for XYZ? I'm doing this with the horses. What should I charge? One of the biggest things I think we need to do, here comes Randy. One of the biggest things I think we need to do is make sure we set up our pricing mindfully with what we want to accomplish in our business and what it is how we want to live, right? With this little goal of mine that my time is my own, that really means that no, I don't really want to work in the barn for, 12 hours every day. Hi, Randy. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to have the freedom to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. So I have this little financial freedom graph here. And these are things that are my goals. And you guys jump in whenever you like. Can you all see my screen? Yes? Okay, wonderful. So I be wonderful. I want to not worry about money. I want to be able to have time as my own. I don't want to have myself scheduled from 9 to 8 anymore. That's not my goal. So when we think about our pricing, we want to think about how we want to live too, right? And what we want to do with our time, because in reality, our time is our most important commodity, right? It's the thing that really is the most valuable. It's the most valuable gift we have. So I have this little financial freedom gift, little worksheet for you. So you can kind of figure out what's most important to you. I'll be emailing this to everyone on the list, and I'll put it in our, I'll put it on our YouTube channel too. At least a link there. I'll figure out how to do that. So what do you guys have to say? What's most important to you guys for financial freedom? You have any ideas, Chris or Randy or Cindy?
I'm joining this not from a personal point of view, but as a board member in an organization.
Ah, very good. Okay.
I'm not sure how this is going to shape up. I'll stay in and listen.
We can totally talk about it from that aspect as well. Are you on the board or the owner of the organization?
No, I'm a board member and work directly with clients and on every single horse committee, as always happens in a volunteer organization.
Oh, doesn't it? Yes, every committee. And once you start signing yourself up for committees, they're like, hey, Chris, we've got this new committee. Yeah, totally
Exactly.
got you there. So instead of my goals or your goals, you might have goals for the organization that you could put down here. And what it is that the organization wants to see in its pricing. In reality, though, when we talk about pricing and setting our financial goals in our program, one of the biggest things we can do to help ourselves is to have a really clear idea of who it is we want to serve, right? We want to have a tight niche that not only so we have a, kind of streamlined program and we don't have to be thinking about, okay, I've got this client coming on Monday and this one coming on Tuesday, and they all have opposite needs. So I have to recreate the wheel to make sure that I'm serving everyone to my best ability and write totally new curriculum for everyone and assess. Now, this is what should be happening. Is it happening? Probably not. But we have to assess programs for these clients too, and make sure that they are, working to the best of their ability. We should be doing that. And we'll talk about that later. This little ball is in the way and it's just bugging me. So I'm going to try to move it, but it's not going to happen now. So I'm going to deal with it. Do you guys have a niche or a specific demographic that you serve? Chris or Randy? Do you have anyone in particular that you serve in your organization?
Well, what we do is we're located in Calgary, Alberta, which is in Canada, if anybody's outside of Canada here. And we work with children from age 4 up to adults who have any kind of emotional, cognitive, and or physical challenge in their lives. We offer day camps, we offer non-mounted work. We work with children, you might call them children at risk. These are children who are in conflict with their parents and the law. And basically anybody who needs us. We also offer a PTSD program. So we have a lot of programming.
A lot of programming,
Like,
mostly for children though?
No, probably as many children as adults. And of course, like all charities, we run on a shoestring budget.
Budget, right, right. Okay, so if you have, now you have built a organization and a charity, and you likely have locally your name out there. People know what you do and how you're helping all of these various people in your community. Niches are really nice in, if you want to go broader, if you want to have other ways of having income coming in. And actually, we can actually look at your community that you're serving, and I'm sure we could come up with a niche. So you can have a program that serves, everyone. It would take some work, but I know we could do this by looking at the symptoms or the stressors or pain points that all of your clients are suffering. We can look at that and see if we can narrow down a specific niche or way to message to get more clients, especially if you want to have an online presence. The problem with serving so many clients is that the messaging is never personal enough to be attractive to all of your clients. If you're trying to talk about your farm and your charity, and you're talking about kids, adults, PTSD, veterans, women that have been, empty nesters, it's very hard to find a common thread to talk about all of those things. But with some creativity, I'm sure we could do that. That's for another training.
Yes.
Yeah. Knowing your numbers is really important, and what you need
Oh, yeah.
to support your goals. What do you
Mhm.
need to make to support your goals? I'm sure as a charity, because you're answering to a board and
Mhm.
that you have your numbers. You've got that.
Mhm.
And design your business around what you are desiring, considering your needs first, or your organization's. How many days, really? This is important to me, because I think, especially as horse people, we are working so hard for so little. A lot of us are trying to keep a farm going, and we're trying to keep our families going, and we're stretched. Our horses get the best of everything, massages and the best feed, and we're like peanut butter and jelly and ramen noodles, right? This is important to me, because we want to make sure that we are really mindful setting up our what we're making, what we want to price and how we want to price. Be forward focused and solution oriented, and assess and reassess your goals. Hopefully as you meet them, you kind of curtail things, and design your offer to specifically support your needs. We're going to talk about the stairway in step 5. I'm going to go to that right now, and I'll go back to that. So one of the things that we can do is have a stairway that allows us to kind of diversify what we're making in our practices. The bottom step of the stairway is kind of your handshakes, your introductions, your free kind of getting to know you. This is actually a handshake with Wisdom Ranch and Delina and Cindy, right? This is a free little training about pricing that hopefully introduces you to us, and hopefully you like what you hear. That's what this level is all about. It's free. It's the free kind of getting to know your business and you and what you offer. And then you might have a low investment, maybe kind of like an open house. You come and you have maybe you come for free and you have some $5 pony rides, or you have an equine section that, is just really simple, that people just are giving you a couple dollars in donations for. This is just a little low-level investment, and then you can go higher, and then you should really have or think about having a premium program. Now, this training, really, when I thought of creating it, is for those that want to not work 9 to 10 in the barn and then have to clean stalls and feed and all of the things. Those that want to have some freedom, that financial freedom and freedom of their time. One of the ways that we talk about getting to where we want to be is we want to make sure that we know where break even is. We know our numbers. We research some passive income ideas. Do you have anything on your farm or online that will bring in money with little or no effort? Just little things that you can do for money passively. We're largely a digital business, and I have some affiliates that Cindy's at the airport, so you're hearing.
I'm so sorry. I'm
No,
gonna
it's okay.
mute.
That's okay. You're not leaving yet, are you, Cindy?
No, they're starting to board now.
Oh, okay. If you
so-
have to go, it's we understand.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank
You
you.
lucky dog.
going.
She's going to Florida.
Yeah, you know what? It's 90 there, okay?
Yeah, that's true. It's 90. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So can you think of any passive income that you could have either at your facility? I think that's harder, or online for your businesses. For instance, affiliate marketing. Are there feed companies that you could use in your boarding stable, and you can actually end up selling grain out of there too? You have to make sure that this isn't making more work for you than it's worth. I have a few affiliates that when they sign up with my link for an online course, right, to build their own platform, I get a percentage of what they make every month, or what they pay the platform every month. So I think I get $24 a month from each person that uses my affiliate link. It's not like going to make you rich, but it is a nice little check, that comes monthly, and I'm really not doing anything or a whole lot to get that, right? So that's something to think about. Is there some sort of passive income idea that you could have that's going to help you just make a little bit more money to get to where you want to be? What is your time worth? This is where we want to get creative. So I just turned 51 this year, and I know that I don't want to be in the barn working from dawn to dusk anymore. I don't want to do that. So my time is worth a lot. So when I think of that, I know that in order to meet my financial goals, I have to get creative. And that's one of the reasons I created this largely digital equine assisted business, if you can believe that. So we have a strategy we call Online to Equine. And we have clients that we serve online, or even just virtually like this on Zoom. And then we invite them to retreats with the horses. So that's one way that I can make the money that I want to make and get the horse time I want to have, and not be working, hour, dollar to hour, as they say, right? I don't want to work dollar to hour. I want to work, on a retreat. I know I'm going to like book a retreat every couple months with the horses for a day or 2 or 3. And that's going to allow me to get that horse time. And I'm also, supplementing what I'm doing online, either with a membership, a course that feeds into your local program. Though these are ways that you can get creative, especially post-pandemic. We all learned how important it is to have a way to make money online, right? And with your farm. So that's something to think about. Keep your costs low. You really do not need a fancy farm to do this work. In fact, I sold my farm. I don't even have a farm anymore. And now I work with other facilities, and I'm able to pay them and support them. And I don't have that overhead, right? So it's really just working the way you want to work and in a way that suits your lifestyle at this moment. Some things to think about. I don't know if your organization, Chris, would be interested in having some sort of online offering to kind of supplement what's going on at the barn. If you're having problems with staffing, it's a great idea. If you're having problems with volunteers, it's a great idea. People really want this personal touch, but people really have also learned that it's really convenient and nice to be home.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things we have to think about and get creative with in our programs. So some things to think about. Get coaches, talk to financial experts. I am, but in no way a financial expert. I am an academic folk person that researches, talks to people, and I'm really a strategist, I would say. So when you think of your staircase, do you have any ideas of what you might do for a low investment or, a premium program? Randy, what's your life like? What are you interested in doing? I want to make sure that I help you too, if I can today.
Well, this sounded like the perfect topic because I'm just getting started. I don't have a barn or horses. I'm a Reiki master, and
Oh,
I've done
nice.
more Reiki on horses now than I have on people. But up until now, it's all been volunteer, mostly at a therapeutic riding stable. And it'd be nice if I could earn a little bit of money doing it. So it's a matter of how to find some clients. And I just wrote a book on how to do Reiki on horses, and it just got published last week.
Oh, how cool.
And then I just went and took my equine assisted learning coach training. So now I'm looking for a place to use all this where I can earn a little bit of money. I don't need the money. I'm retired. I have a good pension, but it'd be nice to earn a little bit of money along the way.
Oh, heck
I don't know
yeah.
where to find clients
Oh, that's perfect.
and how to price it.
And how to price it. Yes, we're going to talk about that too. So how many hours are you hoping to do this work, Randy, just to get an idea, weekly? What you thinking?
I have other things in my life that I want to do too. So it's not going to be 5 days a week or anything. Maybe a day a week, just to earn a little extra money and get horse time while I'm at it.
Ah, there you go. You sound a little like me in that way. When you think about how you want to structure your life, I always say, let's figure that out first. Let's figure out, okay, maybe I want to do this once a week, make a little money and get some horse time. Okay. The next question I would ask you, Randy, is what is a little money to you? What makes it on your worst day, when you just have a hard time getting up and you're like, oh, you got to really kind of push yourself. The coffee's not kicking in. What makes it worthwhile to you?
Horse time.
Horse time? What about financially? What about the dollar sign?
I don't need a lot. I've got a good pension. I'm comfortable. I'm not in this for the money. But you know, I've been typically going out every week or two to this therapeutic horse farm and doing Reiki on all their herd. I've been doing that for years now, but it'd be nice to earn some money, and it's not really easy to do that there because
Right.
they're a charitable organization and they don't
Oh,
have
of
a lot of
course,
money.
they don't
And
have a
so-
lot of money either.
and
Okay,
that's what got me all my experience was, you know, working for free on other people's horses.
on other people's horses.
Yes.
So let me ask you this then. What is it that you want to do with this money that you're talking about, this little bit of money?
All the goodies that we would otherwise have to save up to get.
All right, all the
I
goodies.
mean, we're paying our
goodies.
bills. So
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
I'm not in it for the money. And now
That's
the
perfect.
EAL coaching, you know, I'm in it to also help people but there's travel expenses just to go to farms. I'm in Ottawa,
Oh
but-
yeah.
but none
Okay.
of the farms are in town. So there's always
Right.
travel and expenses.
There's
just to
always,
get there.
yes.
Yes.
So, okay. So all the goodies, let's think about all the goodies. Okay.
Oh, it's things like a new car when we need to replace it, some house renovations, that sort
Oh
of stuff.
yeah. No, I get you. I
And
get
they're
you.
not cheap.
I get you. I'm gonna write it down right here. All the goodies. Is there? I put 3 O's in there. All right. First of all, we have a real problem. And that is that everyone thinks it's not okay to make money. And it is okay to make money. If you think about what you can do with the money, all of the good you could do, you could help that farm, right? You could help yourself with the goodies. You can pay for yourself to get to more farms, right? It is okay to ask for the money that we are working so hard to give. When you think about what you're doing and the blessings you're putting on these horses and this organization, you are worth it. And every time we say, it's not about the money, I don't need the money, it's like we're kind of blocking it. We're sending it away when really we just want to be a good conductor for the money. You want to open yourself up to getting the money and sending it out to where it needs to go. So think of yourself as a conductor, if you will. You don't have to keep all the money, right? Bless other people, put a scholarship together, but it is about the money. It is, right? It's about the money.
I have value, and I spend a lot of
Yes.
money learning the skills that I have.
Exactly.
Yes, but I'm not coming from a place of need.
Of need, right.
I'm not. But
it's
I look
not
at some of these. I look at a lot of this alternative therapies and all kinds of mental health therapies, and I look at it and I see you have to be a millionaire to afford it because the people who really need it can't afford it.
That's true.
And so I don't want to overprice things so that
Well, you're
miss
not.
people who really
Look
need
at
it.
this. Look at this
Yeah.
again. Look at this again. All right. So if you have your staircase, you are able to help people wherever they are on the staircase. So if you have a introductory Reiki session where maybe you are giving people, you're teaching them in a group, and it's a reasonable price and it's a low investment for them, but they're learning and they're able to, get a lot from it. If the staircase is something that you have in your business, then you can service everyone in some way. One way that I do it are these free trainings, right? I'm giving away a lot of value. I'm spending a lot of time creating these trainings, and they're free. Now, I can help you implement them up here, but it's going to cost money because I already told you that I don't want to work with 5 million people. So the people that are going to work with me are going to really want to work with me, and they're going to not mind paying me, right, for that time, because I'm only going to work with a couple people. And if you think about too, the whole world is at our fingertips on the internet. I'm from Michigan, Randy, you're from Ottawa, Chris, you're in Canada. I've talked to people from Spain and for all over the world, right? There are people that want so much more of your knowledge and hand holding up here than just like, this is information you're getting here. And like in your Reiki lower investment, are they going to become a Reiki master? Probably not, but they're going to be able to do some Reiki maybe on their own horses, or but maybe I want to hire you up here for a premium program that's 1-to-1, and I want to learn everything you have to teach me, and I want to learn it independently, you know, and I want to be able to ask questions. I want to have Randy on my phone. I have speed dial Randy, you know. That is what we're talking about here. You're able to serve everyone if you can get creative, and you're also serving yourself. You know, what was that?
One of the things I find a little, I don't know whether it's my expectations or whether they're unrealistic or not, but my fee for a Reiki session for a horse is $80 for an hour session. But it's hard for me to expect a stable to say, sure, come out and give every one of my horses an $80 Reiki session. I have 20 horses. They're not going to give me $5,000. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
I'm not targeting one horse at a stable because the owners own many horses.
Right. That's very true. But if it's a boarding facility, Cindy, if it's a boarding facility, you might be able to get 20 horses from different owners. And then you have $5,000.
I've been hoping to do that. I just haven't made it happen yet.
Right. Well, you will. It takes some shifting of your mindset here, though, because, you know, I teach my folks to pick a price point as high as they can go, and they can sell it without choking. Like they can say, okay, for me to come out there, it's $80. And that's what, you know, I will charge. And you can say that without choking. Awesome. If you can't say it without choking, then maybe it's 75, and you'll go up to 80 when you can say 75 without choking, right? For a couple months, and you change your fee until, as you get more comfortable, you know, you change it and you get it closer to what you want it to be. You might not want to think of yourself like this, Randy, but you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You are, right? Because you're doing this, you're working on your own. You can either kind of fit into the mold, or you can make the mold. What would you like to do? Would you like to fit into the mold, or would you like to make the mold however you want it to be?
Yeah, if I'm passive, nothing happens.
What's that?
If I'm passive, nothing happens.
If you're passive, nothing happens, right? It's true. And, you know, I am not the best salesperson. I don't want to. Yeah, no, I am not. I don't like selling. I like teaching and then getting out here enough that people see the value and they're willing to, you know, invest wherever on my staircase that they're comfortable. So I have, just as an example, I do these for my handshakes, introductions, hopefully building no like and trust factor, right? And then if you hate me, then you never come back. And that's cool. I get you. I'm not for everyone. It's okay.
See, my sort of other issue is because Reiki is energy healing, it's not tangible. Like I can do an EAL session for somebody and they can see the result and they can go home knowing they got something for their money. Reiki isn't quite like that.
Well, let me ask you this, because you're both EAL and Reiki, I want you to imagine that you have a horse that's been nervous and, you know, that you're working on the horse. In the beginning of the session, he's not all, you know, head down, lip droopy, is he?
Nope.
No. At the end of the session, is he all head down and lip droopy?
And that's partially because of the effect I have on them when I'm around them.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
that's tangible, isn't it?
Yeah, if they recognize the fact that the horse changed, yes.
It is. And that's where your EAL skills come into play too, because you can ask questions. You could say, when I started, you know, I want you to notice that as we start, your horse's head is up. You know, he's a little wall-eyed. He's, you know, he's just a little tweaky, right? I want you to look for changes, right? That's how you're going to show the tangibility. A lot of this is just stories in your mind that are replaying, and they're going to keep you from asking the price. They're going to keep you from asking for more money. They're going to keep you from going out to look for that boarding facility where, you know, there's money, because, you know, can you think of somewhere in your area that there is a boarding facility that people are, you know, have higher pockets, a little deeper pockets?
Oh, there are some, definitely. There's 20,
Yeah.
there's 20 stables within a half-hour drive of me.
Yeah.
There are a
So
lot
you
around.
can give your time to this facility that you've been, and that's a great handshake. And maybe you can even say, hey, I'd love to help these horses further. Maybe you take on a couple students and you teach them a little about what you're doing, and you bring them with you. And you know, that's your handshake and introduction.
May I
then,
make, may I make
go
a
ahead, Chris.
suggestion?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Randy, the lady who does the osteo work on my horses, she is doing like a 2 or 3 hour introductory session to what it is she does and why she does it. And she's actually embedding it into a horse day camp. So I don't know if she's getting paid for this, but it's basically a sort of a meet and greet, try me, here's what I do. You can see the work I've done on this horse. So yeah, there's an upfront investment on her part, but there's people who've never done osteo work on their horses who may now become her clients as a result of this.
And that could be something you do too on your stairway. You know,
I have developed a course and taught a course on equine Reiki already.
Right.
But I got one. I taught the stable owners the Reiki. I taught an equine Reiki class out there. And then unfortunately, the whole farm burned down. So the place I had to do it isn't there anymore.
But you have shown that you can do it.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are other,
Yes.
there are other places. That is unfortunate. Yeah.
It's just the point of trying to get myself out there. That book took a lot of my time. And so now it's done, and it got published a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's exciting.
And so now I have time free to just take this somewhere more than I've done.
Yeah. Yeah. I would start looking at your staircase, what it is you want to accomplish. Another thing to think about here is if you see a training, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about equine assisted learning, and it's $23. What do you think about that?
Well, exactly. It's not worth a lot.
Worth it. It's not worth your time, and it might be the best training since, you know, sliced cheese. It might be the best thing ever, but people don't value what there isn't, you know, the price, the higher the price tag, most times, the more value. Think about a BMW and, you know, I don't know,
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. If it's
Right?
underpriced, they don't value it. It's
Right.
find that price point where, I mean, I did have one person come to me when I was teaching my first equine Reiki course and say, "You're not worth that much money. I wouldn't take it." And it
Oh
was very
yeah.
reasonably priced.
That's okay. That she's not your people. You know
Exactly.
that she's not your people. I get that too. You got to get a little tougher skin. I'm not good at that either. Uh,
I drive
but
down the
yeah,
road and I see a lot of BMWs in Ottawa, and I just look at it and say, well, my car gets you me to the same place yours does,
yeah,
and
right.
it's half the price.
And it's half the price. Right, right. So a lot of it is definitely mindset and how you want to price yourself. So um, think about what you could do for a staircase of your own. This is something I found on Zapier, and it's just 7 common pricing strategies. I think what happens out there right now is a little bit of competitive value kind of base pricing. Like everyone's asking, so what are you guys charging? And how are you paying your ES? And how are you paying your therapist? And all of this. And then we have the added layer of many people using insurance, health insurance for EAP, equine assisted psychotherapy. So much of our pricing seems to be right around what a mental health session might be, or in thereabouts, right? Anywhere from $85 to $225 is what I see most often in pricing. And then they're paying, usually the horses get a third, the ES, equine specialist, gets a third, and a mental health professional, if there is one, they get a third of whatever you're charging. That seems to be what's happening. But what isn't happening is no one is like figuring out what their needs are and how they're going to actually make a living doing this. And no one is questioning the box that they're being put into either, which is unfortunate. If you get certified in a modality, you have the ability to look at, you know, the things you've learned and decide what you're going to use out of it and what you would like to not use, just because, you know, you own all that knowledge now in your head. Now you can't say that it's yours, and you know, it's copyrighted and all that, and you should respect their intellectual property. But now you have tools. How do you want to use them? You know, this training is all about just making things work for your situation. So this is kind of an interesting little thing. Economy pricing, dynamic pricing. It really depends on what you want to do. If you have a goal of what you want to make, let's see if we can get creative and figure out how to make it. If you know that your local program, Chris, like if you're thinking about your charity, it's a charity. That doesn't mean you can't make money. I can name a bunch of charities that make a whole heck of a lot of money, right?
Mhm.
Right. So what is it that, you know, your organization wants? What is it that Randy wants? What does Delina want? What does Cindy want? How can we make it happen? We are a little bit restricted by how what our local environment is like for you know, what you're doing at the farm. I live in a very rural area. We have a very kind of lower middle class area on both sides of us, actually. Some migrant workers, and we have a lot of money in this, you know, immediate area. If I want to make money, if that's a goal of mine, and that's okay, remember, it's okay to make money, then I need to be creative about it. I need to say, okay, maybe an online program would supplement this local program. And what can I do to be able to bring in more money so I can take care of my community better and be able to, put together maybe scholarships and, free offerings and things without it hurting me, right? I think Cindy and I got in trouble when we first started working together. Cindy is my mental health professional partner, not my shrink.
Oh, yes,
She's
I
my
am.
partner. Yeah, right. Sometimes you are. We've worked together for over 10 years now. And when we started, we would just take anyone.
Mhm.
And we did not get paid half the time. We were doing free stuff. And you burn out. You burn out. I don't care how much you have a heart for. Is that your flight, Cindy?
It is, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, you
I'm
have
listening,
a
though.
safe trip, okay?
Thank you, thank
You
you.
bet, you bet. So think about how you want this to work. And here's a little pricing worksheet. What is your gut price? This is the price that you would like to charge. Okay, it's the first one that comes into your mind. Is $80 your gut price, Randy?
It's a little low
It's a little low. Okay, okay,
because I'm just
that's
starting
okay.
trying to find clients.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be maybe your economy. You could even think of this as economy pricing, right? You could either this is up to you. Do you want to keep it at 80 and have lots of clients? Or do you want to maybe start at, where's the one where we start at a lower, initially we start lower than our competitors and raise it later on to, meet our needs better. So something to think about. And I'm not going to ask you what your break-even point is. We know that you don't need this, but you still probably have you don't want to go into debt doing this, right?
No, if I can cover, I want to cover my expenses, and
Cover your
there are
expenses.
expenses to driving and traveling, and yeah.
Right. And I would look too at your not only break even, but those, little extras that you were talking about that you have to save for. Wouldn't it be nice to earmark some of that for this,
Well, that's
from
the
this?
plan.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. What are
I
other
started by
people
looking at the
charging?
third box. What is everyone else charging?
Yeah, I think that's what everybody does is they look at the third box and then they don't even question it. And that's unfortunate. The other thing I think people do is they charge what horse lessons are. Like okay, I would give a $45 horse lesson, so I'll just stick to that, or maybe I'll go to $55. I don't think people are really thinking about it in making it work for them, like being mindful, like anything else in our life, being mindful about how we draft what we're doing is a way to, get more out of it. What are your business costs? I imagine, Randy, you have insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, you have your car,
Yes.
gas.
And
So
when you add
thinking
all
about
your
that.
business costs, yes, it's insurance, and it's association fees, and it's the price of running a couple of websites. Yeah, it's
Oh,
thousands
yeah.
of dollars in a year, and
Yeah.
expensive. Yes.
So then you would want to take that and you would want to figure out what it would be monthly that your costs would be, add it all up, divide it by 12, let's say, and then you can figure out what you want to make in a month. And
I
if
have a
you
good
only
idea
want
what
to
that is.
work, what was that?
I have a good idea what it's costing me.
Oh, good, good,
Yes.
good, good. Yeah. So then be mindful about if you really just want to break even, you can do that. But if you want to make it so you've got, $10 or $15 a session, say, going to those goodies, or, doing something for yourself, or tithing, whatever it is in your heart that you want to do, you can work it out.
You know, I get a good income tax break from all the business deductions. So if I spend a couple thousand a year, it doesn't really cost me that, because the number of business deductions for running a small business, they're massive
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're all legal.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right, right,
And I
right.
take what's legal and I'm allowed.
Yes,
So it
yes.
doesn't really cost me that.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's something to think about too. Yeah. So what you want to charge to meet your goals? If you have bigger goals, if let's say you want to go on a cruise next, let's say you want to go next summer. Maybe you figure out how to pay for it through the Reiki business, like you can figure out what your needs are and kind of do the math that way. Is it reasonable when you come up with that number, that you want to charge? Is it reasonable in your local area? If it's not reasonable, don't just say, oh, throw your hands up. Okay, well, I guess that this isn't going to work. There are things you could do online. You can invite people to a clinic, a Reiki clinic. People, the very first retreat I did with the horses, I had someone come to Michigan from Hawaii. And I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, that it was just it just touched me. I felt the responsibility of, I just want to give them so much. I want this to be an amazing experience for everyone. And I want the value to just be astronomical, because people are trusting you. They've to switch your mindset. You are selling not Reiki. You are selling the transformation of the horse after Reiki.
Interesting.
Yeah. So think about that. And that's what you want to talk about with your clients. That's, why they're coming to you. So just something to think of. Do you guys have any specific questions for me? I know this is a lot. This was supposed to be just a half hour, but usually when I get talking, I can't quite stop.
So don't worry. Be sure to adjust your own.
What you say has a lot of value.
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we'll be back here doing this again next week. Are you all on our email list? Did you get the email with the link and everything? It'll be the same way next week. And we're also doing another training about program development on Thursday. That one's at 6:30. So you'll get an email for that too. All right.
Well, this was great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm glad you guys came. If you want this little workbook, I'll be emailing it to you along with a link to this training that'll be on our YouTube channel. Okay.
Great.
All right.
you.
Okay. Thanks, guys. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.
Before we take off, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your
Oh my
seat
gosh,
belt.
you're
Be
still
sure to
there,
keep
huh?
up the
I
fasten
am,
below and
yes.
tight across your lap, your carry-on
You know,
under
it's funny,
seat
the
and
plane
file
started
on
to
your
roll